bad news and good news. The bad news is it was suggested to me that there is some type of a rule at a time like this where the senior person in the chamber speaks next, and that's me. The good news is it's short. And the reason is because I didn't really think about this until I came down here to watch Senator Hatch. And I can remember so well when long before I was in the House, Orrin, long before that, you were the guy I always listened to. And you'd get phone calls from some obscure state senator out in Oklahoma who is complimenting you. And you might even remember one time when you and I put something together where we were going to balance the budget and pass an amendment that we knew would pass because we were going to confirm everything before we got it passed. And that was a brilliant idea that didn't work. But nonetheless, we talked quite often about things, and you were the one that I looked up to. And that same thing happened. You had a way, when I was in the House, I'd see you more than anyone else during the annual National Prayer Breakfast. You'd be active on that from the House. I'd be active sitting in the Senate. I would be from the House. So you kind of have a way of saying things differently, things that you've heard many times before that you don't realize you've been wrong all that time. You did it just a few minutes ago. Well, you talked about Lincoln. You talked about the House divided against itself and drew that relationship as what's happening today. You know, you said it. When you talk, you're talking history. And it meant something different than I've ever seen that. Or the scripture that you quoted, to whom much is given, much is expected. And I didn't think about that. And I just want to tell you that you have been given a lot, and a lot was expected, and you surpassed all expectations. I'm going to kind of wind up here with an experience that I had a week ago today that was, I think, a violation of our rules, but I occasionally do that anyway. And I remember my junior senator, James Langford, said something at the conclusion of your remarks a week ago today. You said, you know, I've been here, I can't remember, 3 or 4 years, fairly new in the Senate. And I don't remember one time that I have seen you, Orrin Hatch, where you didn't encourage me and tell me that I was a very special person. And I always remember that. And when he said that, I got to thinking, hey, I've been here 24 years, and I can't think of one time that you haven't been an encouraging voice. So I would only come to the conclusion that there's a reason for this. You reflect as much as anyone I can think of the civility and the love of Jesus. And I can assure you that Jesus is very proud of you this morning. I love you. Yield the floor.